Now, Advocate, what is the role of the assessor in a case like this?
That's an interesting question. I received the same question from a lawyer friend of mine in New York. And the role of the assessor really, it goes back to the old adage, two heads are better than one. A judge has the ability to appoint two assessors to assist her in this case. They usually are legal experts, as I understand they are in this case. And what's interesting is that a majority vote rules, so that the two assessors in this case can overrule the judge on a verdict of murder, on guilty of murder or not guilty.
All right. Now, Professor, please take us through today's proceeding. What can you say was crucial evidence that surfaced from the witnesses today?
First, from Dr. Stipp, I think a point that didn't come across clearly to everyone, but that certainly struck me, is under cross-examination from Barry Roux, he testified that he heard loud sounds twice, and that there wasn't really a distinction between the sounds, so that it is at least possible that the second round of loud sounds could have been the bat hitting the door. That, of course, contradicts the evidence given by the first and third witnesses in this case. Barry Roux going after Dr. Stipp very vigorously this morning, and then we saw him changing tack when it came to the ex-girlfriend of Oscar Pistorious, Samantha Taylor. He was, I would say, if we can use that word, a little more gentle with her, but still going after her and testing her version. What came out in her testimony on cross-examination was probably a fact that Barry Roux would have rather not come out, and that was the black BMW allegedly following them to the estate. And Samantha Taylor then testifying, Oscar actually got out and put his firearm to the window of the car following. And that certainly was a point I think the defense rather would not have brought out.
Now, Advocate, looking at this week's court proceedings, who would you say, in your views, holding the upper hand in this trial? Is it the state or the defense?
It's very, very difficult to say at this point because it's early days yet. The state certainly has now the opportunity to present their case, but I would say that the defense has made some real dents, and where things stand now, the prosecution seems to be having a little bit of an uphill battle. But as I said, it's early days yet, and there's a lot more to come.
With that said, Professor, going forward, bearing in mind that this is still only just the first week, there's hundreds of witnesses still to take the stand. What can be expected from this case as it progresses? There are
100 witnesses on the state's witness list, which does not mean that all of them would be called. But certainly there are key facts that are going to come out or should come out in this case. And the first is, did Oscar and Riva have a fight? Did they have an argument on the night of the murder? Because certainly if it can be proven that they did, that would certainly go towards motive for premeditated murder. The second question is, why did Oscar not call the police? And why did he tell the security guard that everything was fine? I think what's going to come under great scrutiny from Harry Nell is the relationship between Oscar Pistorious and Johan Stander, the estate manager, who, when he arrived, it was testified, blocked the door. And then, did the police irreparably harm the crime scene? That's going to be crucial as we hear forensic evidence in this case. Since the only eyewitness, Oscar is the only surviving eyewitness of the tragedy that played out on Valentine's Day last year. So whether the police in fact contaminated the scene, that is going to be very crucial.
Now, Advocate, finally, let's look at the media coverage of this story. Do you think it could potentially affect in any manner the outcome of this case? I mean, a lot of people rely on media for facts, and currently there's mixed reports all over the media, especially local and international reports.
Absolutely, but fundamentally, the decision in this case will be made by the judge and the two assessors. So it really is, it doesn't matter what the media says. I don't believe that the judge in this case will be swayed by media reports one way or the other. She's receiving all the evidence firsthand, and that is the only place that she will make her decisions from.
Thank you so much for talking to us. That was, of course, Advocate William Gravet taking us through the proceedings at the Pretoria High Court today, and the court convenes on Monday at 9:30.